want to particularly thank today Administrator Gina McCarthy for joining me. Her dedication to improving the health and providing for a clean environment has been truly remarkable. Administrator McCarthy has been a leading advocate for common sense strategies to protect public health and the environment for over 30 years. Businesses and families here in Salt Lake City and across the country have saved money and reduced pollution by making use of EPA's Energy Star program. On behalf of Salt Lake City, I want to thank you, Gina, for your commitment to creating a healthier and cleaner environment here for us to live in and work and play, and we're looking forward to your remarks this afternoon. In my State of the City address earlier this year, I listed a series of actions that my administration planned on taking to tackle air quality issues. One of the actions was to commence a citywide program to evaluate the energy use of large commercial buildings and provide building owners assistance to complete energy efficiency upgrades that will save them energy and money. Project Skyline is designed to do just that by shaping the next generation of energy efficiency strategies for our city's largest buildings, including engaging Salt Lake City business leaders, developing innovative financing options, supporting workforce development, and leading by example in our municipal operations. Salt Lake City's business and institutions have joined me here today to launch this cornerstone initiative, Sustainable Salt Lake City Plan 2015, our blueprint to improve air quality, boost economic development, and improve livability in Salt Lake City. A cleaner and more vibrant Salt Lake City means putting an end to the energy waste that pollutes our beautiful landscape. Energy efficiency makes good business sense, creates jobs, makes us more energy independent, and helps fight our air quality issues. Air quality issues are typically associated with vehicles, and rightly so. But along the Wasatch Front, 32% of winter air pollution is from sources other than cars, and much of that is from energy consumption in our buildings. 3/4 of the buildings standing today in Salt Lake City will be a part of our city's skyline for many decades to come. This means that energy improvements made today will have positive energy air quality impacts long into the future. It's a win for Salt Lake City businesses and residents. That's why I'm kicking off the initiative with the Skyline Challenge, a friendly competition that encourages building owners across the city to collectively reduce energy waste by 15% by 2020. Building owners, property managers, hospitals, universities, schools, and commercial building tenants can join the challenge through the end of the year by visiting slcgov.com/Project Skyline. So thank you to our Skyline Challenge partners, Questar Gas, Rocky Mountain Power, BOMA Utah, USGBC Utah, and Utah Clean Energy for joining me today to help launch this exciting initiative. So why energy efficiency? I've invited leaders from organizations that have already joined the challenge to come here today because they've all seen the benefits of energy efficiency firsthand. Ron Gibson, who is here as the CEO of Questar Gas, knows that energy efficiency remains the cleanest and most affordable way to meet energy needs while meaningfully reducing emissions. Mark Bouchard, Senior Managing Director of CBRA, and Justin Farnsworth, Vice President of Asset Services, entered their portfolios into the challenge because they know that more efficient buildings help make the real estate portfolios they manage more attractive to tenants. More efficient buildings bring with them reduced utility bills and more comfortable work environments. Marriott International and Hotel Monaco have joined the challenge because they believe energy efficiency is another way for Salt Lake City businesses to be good neighbors by working together on key environmental issues. The Salt Lake City School District has joined the challenge because they have seen firsthand that many energy efficiency retrofits pay for themselves in a relatively short period of time through reduced operating costs, and that money can be then put back into educating our children. Greg Polson, this Chief Strategy Officer for Intermountain Healthcare, is here today because he knows that for the community to be healthy, we must also have a healthy environment. Through energy efficiency initiatives already completed, Intermountain Healthcare has taken the equivalent of nearly 5,500 cars off the road. Universities and colleges have a unique opportunity not only to provide energy efficiency on their campuses, but to also train the next generation of the green workforce. Salt Lake Community College has a leading program that trains energy managers through their Green Academy. Thank you to President Huftalen for being here. The University of Utah brings their air quality experts from across the nation through their program for air quality, health, and society. Thank you to Program Director and Chief of Pulmonary Medicine at the University, Dr. Robert Payne, for being here and bringing energy efficiency into the air quality conversation. Salt Lake City will also be leading the way in our municipal operations by setting aggressive energy goals, curbing energy waste, reducing emissions, and being a responsible steward of taxpayer dollars. In addition to entering buildings into the Skyline Challenge, I am excited to be taking a national pledge to energy management by taking part in EPA's Battle of the Buildings. Another great example, our fire department has joined the National Fire Chiefs Challenge and will be working with fire departments across the country to reduce energy use and share best practices in energy management. Project Skyline and the Mayor's Skyline Challenge represents what's possible when a community comes together to tackle an issue. In a moment, we will hear from Jeff Edwards, the CEO of the Economic Development Corporation of Utah, Rich Walge, the CEO of Rocky Mountain Power, and Dr. Vivian Lee, CEO of University of Utah Healthcare, to make remarks about how energy efficiency can help clean the air and save money. Money better spent on developing and growing Salt Lake City's businesses. But first, I would like to introduce EPA Administrator Gina McCarthy. Administrator McCarthy, thank you so much for coming to Salt Lake City.
First of all, I want to thank Mayor Becker in his office for having me today. It's been a wonderful day so far, especially to help launch this new Project Skyline. If I had a skyline like that, I would definitely want to preserve it. It is quite a remarkable place here. In this program really recognizes that air quality, carbon pollution, and energy efficiency are really all linked together. They're part of the same puzzle. Energy efficiency is one of the most cost-effective opportunities we have to make our businesses more competitive, to improve our air quality, and to save money. And we know that healthy communities attract investment, they attract businesses, and they bring more jobs. Environmental health promotes economic health. That's worth repeating. Environmental health promotes economic health, and the average building wastes 30% of the energy it uses due to inefficiencies. 30%. That's like getting 70 cents on the dollar, folks. We have to get 100 cents on the dollar. It's common sense to get more bang for your buck, and that's why Project Skyline is bringing government and bringing businesses together. I see a lot of these businesses here today, and they're not in this alone, nor is Salt Lake City and Mayor Becker. Through Energy Star at EPA, we've helped consumers and companies cut pollution and save money. 8 out of 10 Americans recognize our little blue Energy Star label. Does everybody here recognize that little blue Energy Star label? 9 out of 10, I'm counting. We're getting around now. And Energy Star is really happy to be partnering with the Mayor's office and businesses around the city, including Rocky Mountain Power and Questas Gas. Like I mentioned, efficiency isn't just good for our health and our pocketbooks, it also cuts carbon pollution that is fueling climate change. Fighting climate change is a priority for the President, and it's a priority for EPA. And we're taking a number of actions under the President's action plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, to help our communities stay safe and strong in a changing climate, and to also become a larger, more stronger voice in international discussions to bring a global solution to this global challenge. So let me just give a shout out to Mayor Becker, because Mayor Becker is not only providing tremendous leadership in this city, he is also providing an opportunity for local communities to have a voice at the federal level. He is a member of the President's Local Leaders Climate Resiliency Task Force. He's helping to provide advice on what works community by community so that the federal government can be a true partner to help bring tools to the table for communities and to help listen to them about what's best for them environmentally, economically, and in dealing with the energy challenges that they're facing. Now, I know climate change is already being felt in this area. It's a wonderful opportunity for me to be here to stand with the leadership in this city, in the leadership across the state, who is recognizing that we have climate challenges to face together, and our job is to continue to work together to protect our children and our grandchildren. Thank you very much for letting us be here.
Rocky Mountain Power is very proud and excited to partner with Salt Lake City and the other participants in Project Skyline to help us bring energy efficiency to a group of buildings and customers that otherwise are underserved today. Our WattSmart program already serves businesses large and small in all kinds of ways, and this is an extension of what we've already been able to accomplish. Last year, through our energy efficiency programs, Utahns saved 265,000 megawatts of electricity. That's the amount of electricity we'd otherwise serve to 28,000 homes. So it's a very significant contribution to the environment and energy efficiency. You've already heard the three main reasons why businesses should participate. One, it makes economic sense for them. It helps to get to that dollar spent, gets a dollar of value that Administrator McCarthy talked about. So you save money by participating in these programs. She already mentioned it's good for the environment and the economy, both things. So not only do you save money as a participant, it lowers our overall costs, so all of our customers benefit by the energy not generated or not delivered. And frankly, it has the lowest environmental footprint because the cleanest, most cost-effective energy is the energy we don't have to deliver. So we're very proud and pleased to be able to participate in this. The project will target buildings of at least 25,000 square feet. We'll be working with the city to figure out the best way to approach our customers and the residents of Salt Lake City and those business people to implement this program. And we're very excited about that. For anybody who wants to save some money and make a contribution to the economy and a cleaner environment, all you need to do is go to our website, wattsmart.com. Whether you're a residential customer or a business customer, you'll see a vast array of different things that we help fund in that regard. And we're looking very much with excitement working with the mayor, and we always love a challenge, and we always like targets, because then we'll be able to measure how we've done. So I appreciate Mayor Becker's leadership in moving this forward. It's one of the things we don't do anywhere else in our company, focus on these types of businesses. So it's a great idea. Thank you, Mayor Becker.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Edwards, President and CEO of Economic Development Corporation of Utah. Some of you might know that our assignment as an organization is to recruit new companies to the state. And in that capacity, we've realized for many years that air quality is an essential part of quality of life here in our state and influences the decisions that companies make as they come here to look at our state and consider coming here. I can't describe how heartbroken I was a number of years ago when we brought a company here in a January day, one of those days that we all dread having a visitor come, and these guys were here on that day. And a 2-day visit, and in the beginning of the second day, after a red air day on the second day, they basically turned and said, "We just can't consider staying here. Would you please take us to the airport? We're done with this visit." That was a heartbreaking experience for me. I think it was also a wake-up call for us as a community. For me, and I think as our community this last year, we've especially seen the serious discussion that's finally gone on around air quality and the issues that are moving forward. Very pleased to be part of the U.Care program, and Ted Wilson, director of that program, is here with us today, and Ryan Evans from the Chamber, who's leading the air quality efforts there as well. And I look at this opportunity with Project Skyline that Mayor Becker is launching here today as another very important part of that whole effort around air quality to improve the quality of life in our community. This is not a problem that's going to get solved overnight. This is a challenging issue, but we need a long-term strategy for putting an end to energy waste and for accomplishing our goals around air quality. And what better way than to try to tackle these systems? As the mayor said, these are called area sources. These are the most challenging, in my opinion, the most challenging of air quality issues to be dealt with, since they're so widely distributed and set in places where they're not in necessarily like a large industrial area. So this is home building heating and home heating systems that contribute to that, as well as food production and food processing as well. But creating an incentive for building owners that intend us to reduce their emissions while saving money could not be a better situation, and it truly is a win-win. I think that if we want to continue to attract new companies to our state, we've got to take air quality on head-on, and we've got to lead by example, and I really applaud the mayor for moving forward on this. In order to do my job, I need to tell companies when they're here to say, we recognize we have an issue here, yes, but we have a way to fix it, we have a plan. And on a personal note, I want to mention one last thing, and that is that up here on the top of the roof of this building, a lot of you know that right across the plaza from here is the original Salt Lake City Library. This building was completed in 1964. I'm happy to say that my father, Ralph Edwards, was one of the lead architects on that project. And I was thinking about it as that building came into its 50th year. That was built 50 years ago, and it's turned out to be the anchor for this remarkable part of the city where this building was built, now the public safety building over here. And it reminded me how important it is to have vision. Think of the vision of even Mayor Bracken Lee, who wouldn't necessarily be called the visionary mayor in his day, but here we are 50 years later and celebrating the investment and the insight that was made by him. I think we will look back on this time as well in that same way, say, we began this fight here today and we're moving forward to make progress for our city, to make it a great place for everyone to live. Thanks very much.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Mayor Becker, Administrator McCarthy, and fellow Project Skyline partners. It's really wonderful to be here. And on behalf of the University of Utah, I want to express just how excited we are about the launch of Project Skyline and about this effort that the community is rallying around. As a healthcare institution, the University of Utah Health Science is really very, very concerned about the impact of air pollution, like everyone here. And our scientists, together with many others across the country, recognize that the health impacts of poor quality are significant, not only in the obvious areas such as in respiratory disease, but in many, many other areas, from cardiovascular disease to brain function, which I know we all want to preserve, to pregnant women and their precious babies. So we are very, very committed as stewards of the public health of this state to try to contribute to better health, and better air quality leads to better health. We're also, of course, as one of the largest employers in the state, also very committed to the economic impact that's already been mentioned. I myself was interviewing here about 3 years ago in January, and it was one of those days where we really couldn't see the skyline all that well. And I remember sitting down with Dave Pershing, who was then the provost, who's now, of course, the president of the university. And I said to him, don't you think at the University of Utah Health Sciences, as stewards of health for the community, we should really set about, as one of our top priorities, fixing this inversion problem? And President Pershing, who is a chemical engineer, sort of chuckled, and he said, you know, Vivian, there is some physics behind this. There's this cold air, hot air relationship and so on, and he gave me this whole explanation, but that really hasn't deterred us. With the leadership of Rob Payne, Dr. Payne, and Carrie Kelly and others at the university, we have established this program for air quality, health, and society, and we really believe that in addition to understanding more about the health impacts of air quality, we can also start to work together to engineer solutions. And I think that's really going to be our major contribution. So I'll just finish by making a note. I want to share with you one of my favorite slides, I'm a researcher, so I'm kind of a data person, and one of my favorite slides is a slide, a graph that depicts, on the one axis, it's the healthiness of the state, and on the other axis, it's the costs for healthcare for all the citizens of the state, and all 50 states are these different dots on this graph. And there's this corner, which I call the sweet spot, where we have the healthiest population and the lowest cost. And there's one dot in that sweet spot, and that's the state of Utah. And I hope that by continuing to work together in initiatives like this under the leadership of Mayor Becker and the others here, that we can continue to have that leadership role for this nation and really be the healthiest state in the country. So thank you very much for being here.
Dr. Lee and our other speakers and our colleagues in the Project Skyline effort, and I know many folks I'm seeing out here who are invested in so many different ways in a cooperative and serious approach to improving air quality, to making smarter use of our energy, and to making smarter use of our dollars, and all for not only ourselves today, but going into the future. For all of the work you've been doing, and know that this is one step along the way of what we all know we need to do to make a better future for all of us. This concludes the press conference. I'm sure there are folks here who may want to have one-on-one discussions or interviews, and we invite you to visit with any of us who are up here. And appreciate so much you joining us. It's getting warm. We like that this time of year. In a couple of weeks, we'll wish it was this cool. So thank you all for joining us, and we're really looking forward to making a huge dent in the amount of wasteful energy we have in our community through Project Skyline.